What are we doing in the executive office to reach that potential? Here at the EO, we are working our way through a 4-part plan. Once you hear it, you will realize it is not groundbreaking or revolutionary. It simply gets us back to basics and refocuses our efforts. Number 1, we are building a better executive office. We are returning the focus on our constituents. We are supporting our county departments. We are upgrading our budget development and management. We are improving intergovernmental relationships and advocacy. We are enhancing public information and awareness, and we will achieve strategic priorities. Number 2, establish and meet goals in support of the board's policy direction. A phrase I've been using a lot here is vision without strategy and execution is an illusion. Under the leadership of our Board of Supervisors, we are developing a strategic plan that will move us forward by driving our decisions. That process begins this month. It will continue throughout the summer, and we will deliver a strategic action plan in the fall. In the meantime, and likely to be included in that plan, our focus is on, number 1, COVID-19 response and recovery. Case numbers and testing positivity rates are falling. Vaccinations are on the rise, and it's time to be optimistic. Number 2, we are working towards fiscal stability. We are working towards a more balanced budget. We are working to align our spending with our priorities. Now, I have a confession. One of my favorite quotes on this topic comes from someone from the University of Notre Dame, which is tough for a USC Trojan to admit. The quote is, "Don't tell me what your priorities are. Show me how you spend your money, and I'll tell you what your priorities are." We want to make sure that anybody looking at our budget, anybody looking at our expenses, can truly understand what our priorities as a county are. Third, we are working to transform service delivery. We want to be constituent obsessed. We are focused on building partnerships between departments, but also with external organizations and groups in the public, private, and nonprofit sector. Number 4, we are seeking systemic equity. We will be looking outward at things like access to health care, affordable housing, and educational opportunities. But we'll also be looking inwardly at our own practices. And finally, number 5, we are improving the quality of life for our residents. That means addressing things like homelessness. That means addressing things in the environment like the Salton Sea and access to clean drinking water, closing the digital divide, strengthening our infrastructure, and working on our unincorporated communities initiative to make sure that the needs of our residents living in the unincorporated area are met. The third part of the 4-part plan is set strategic timelines to drive success. Nothing moves us forward like a deadline. Maybe it's the old trial lawyer in me, but there's nothing like the threat of having a judge mad at you, or the thought of standing in front of a jury unprepared to remind you that deadlines matter. Accordingly, the calendar has become one of our most important tools. And finally, number 4, lead a successful cultural transformation. An equation I've been using in the office is credibility equals proven competence plus integrity plus relationships. We are working very hard to build a strong team here in the executive office, but also with our county partners. To do that, though, we must have trust and common purpose. We must have strong interpersonal bonds. We must have collaborative information sharing, and we must have an emphasis on purpose over procedure. Not instead of procedure, but both form and substance, with the focus on why we're doing what we're doing.